Nigeria. The news is everywhere. Mr. Peter Obi in Kano with Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso and the host of other political heavyweights like Governor Makinde of Oyo State and Senator Saraki Dixon. 2. The APC is screening aspirants while people are screaming foul play. 3. The PDP is heading to a convention that resembles a funeral for reconciliation. Now let's start with the big one. Peter Obi visited Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso in Kano. Fair enough, in a democracy, politicians have every right to meet. It's the Salah season. After all, they call it consultation. They call it building bridges. Kwankwaso is heavyweight. Obi is a force. On paper, this is a masterclass in political alignment. But before we go deeper, like this video, subscribe to this channel, because here, we don't just report politics, we break it down so you understand the game. Now let's get into it. But wait, before we start celebrating the dream team for 2027, we need to ask the uncomfortable questions. Is this a movement for the people, or is just a survival strategy for political class that is terrified of being irrelevant? We see the smile, we see the handshakes in Kano. But while these titans are drinking tea and discussing 2027, what is happening to the reality of the average Nigerian? Let's look at the ideology, if there is any left. We are hearing that Kwankwaso is heading to the ADC because of legal battle in NNPP. We hear President Obasanjo is the architect behind the scenes, trying to bring young elements together. Fair enough, we want young blood, but my people, look at the disease and not the symptom. The problem with Nigerian politics isn't a lack of meetings, it's a lack of principles. Why it is that the only times our leaders show this much urgency and unity is when an election is approaching. Why it is that the North-South bridge is only built when it's time to share power, but it disappears when it's time to share progress. Kwankwaso is leaving NNPP because of a court judgment. APC is hoarding funds to exclude rivals. PDP is fighting over a register that doesn't even exist. You see the pattern? It is not about how do we fix Nigeria. It is about how do I secure my seat on the plane. Let's get real. We are talking about 2027 convention and anointed candidates. But I have a few questions for this political class. From the APC headquarters to the residents in Kano. Where was this energy when the food price doubled? Where was this strategic alignment when bandits were cutting away school children in the north? Why is the coordination so perfect when it comes to printing party forms, but so broken when it comes to fixing national grid? Why are you shopping for court orders to stop party convention, but you can't shop for solution to stop Naira from crashing? Where is the gathering of the elite heavyweights to discuss how the Nigerian farmer can return to his land without a bullet in his back? You see the contradiction? They are more worried about who becomes national secretary than who becomes the next victim of kidnapping. They are more disciplined about screening aspirants than they are about screening the bad eggs in our security architecture. While Dr. Obati and Arise team are dissecting these permutations, let's talk about the people they are promoting over. Go to IDP camps in the northeast. Go to the markets in Ibadan. Ask the mother who can no longer afford a bag of sachet water if she cares about Kwankwaso moving to the ADC. Ask the graduate in Lagos driving bull for 18 hours a day if he excited about the APC state of readiness for a convention at Eagle Square. This is not a game. This is one of the greatest moral failure in our history. We have turned politics into high-stakes sport for the rich, while the poor are the grass that get trampled. Every time a politician holds a form or anoints a candidate, they are spitting in the face of democracy. They are saying, your vote doesn't matter. Our internal deals do. And when people lost faith in the ballot, they lost faith in the nation. That is how society crumbles. I agree with the Arise editor. We must pay attention to the APC. If the ruling party is showing signs of imposition and absurdity this early, then 2027 is already under threat. A house divided against itself cannot lead a nation out of a hole. But the accountability doesn't stop with the presidency. It goes to Peter Obi, it goes to Kwankwaso, and also it goes to Makinde. To Peter Obi, you say you represent a new Nigeria. Is this new Nigeria built on the same old alignment with the same old players who have been in power since 1999? To Kwankwaso, if you want to lead, tell us. What is your plan to stop bloodletting in the north? That goes beyond political movement. Nigeria's priority is not a convention. It is survival. It is security. It is peace. If you want our support, don't show us your alignment. Show us your results. Don't tell us about 2027. Tell us how we will eat in 2026. The Sultan and community heads want answers. The people, market women, farmers, students, traders, all want answers. And from this channel, we will keep asking until the big men stop playing Ludo with the lives of over 250 million people. What do you think? Is this the bet of the third force or just a third fraud? Drop your comments below. Don't just watch, react. This is our country. If you don't hold them accountable, nobody will. If this analysis makes sense to you, like, subscribe, share this video, because Nigeria doesn't need more politics. Nigeria needs results. Peace. I am out.
And if we are beginning to hear these early complaints, then there's a problem. Why would somebody pay for form and then the form is not available? So why did you sell it? Why did you collect the person's money? So these are some of the issues we are going to be seeing. So let's pay attention to the governing party as it heads into its convention, national convention. Yeah, we know that Yelwada had already been elected, had already been chosen by the NEC and all of that. But nonetheless, there needs to be a convention to ratify all of this. And that's why he has to subject himself. Because it was just a section of the party that sat down and brought him, not the entire members of the party. But with the national convention, everybody in the party comes together and legitimizes the leadership. So there shouldn't be a situation whereby some people feel that certain seats in the political parties are reserved for them. Then if that's the case, that means that's what we're heading to in 2027, when the governing party will think nobody should compete with it because it's the incumbent. No, things are not done that way. Now let's go to some of the issues that you have raised as per the critical visit that happened yesterday in Kano. Now, this is Olusegun Obasanjo's desire. Actually, I've been speaking with lots of people and they tell me that this is what looks like the last gift that Olusegun Obasanjo, former president of Nigeria, thinks he can give to Nigeria's democratic process by seeing how he can bring some younger elements, quote, within the angle of Nigerian politics. You know, when you say young, it means between 60 to 65 to 70. Seeing how you can bring them together to actually see how, you know, they can, you know, help the democratic process to be strengthened, and there will be a strong opposition, and then of course battling the governing party in 2027. Because the way things are going, most of them are not feeling happy that it may look like a one-way contest